First of all, we see the progress in the on the role of the National Agency on Corruption and Prevention of Corruption, which provided the guidance and counseling regarding corruption prevention and integrity-related matters, as well as developing tools. This is, of course, very good. Another issue is filling the position of the judiciary and the prosecution service. We noted that there was some progress in respect of members of the High Council of Justice and the head of the anti-corruption prosecutor's office. So we acknowledge those steps to amend legislation to on the selection of and promotion of the prosecutors. However, there is some steps needs to be taken in that respect regarding the high qualification of commission of judges, and is a very important point, even critical significances, because since that body was previously responsible for judicial appointments and it was dissolved in 2019, and the result of that, there are around 2,000 vacancies in the judiciary because of the high qualification commission of judges was dissolved. We see the progress and we are, of course, looking forward. So the third issue that is worth to commend is drafting the code of conduct for parliamentarians. And at the same time, there is also a room for progress there. I would say a need for a progress, because the Verkhovna Rada needs to formally adopt such a code. But let me say also another thing. It is actually remarkable that Ukraine made a progress in the fight against corruption. And that is because the war that is happening in Ukraine because of the aggression of the Russian Federation puts some other priorities on top. And we perfectly understand that. And when you are fighting for your lives, actually, when you are fighting for the freedom of Ukrainian country, it is very hard to have any other priorities besides winning the war and saving the lives of the citizens. Therefore, we find very remarkable that Ukrainian made a progress in the fighting of corruption, despite some urgency that you have as a number one in your priority list. And we also were, very impressed that we had a cooperation and the responsiveness from the National Agency on Corruption Prevention. And we really appreciated and respect that the director of that agency came to Strasbourg, which we know is not very easy. So we think that the progress that Ukraine made during the war is really something special. Mm-hmm. On top of that, the result of that progress is that Ukraine is no longer globally unsatisfactory, which means that we recognize the progress and that the Ukraine is not anymore in a low level of compliances. I have to say that we issued in the fourth round 31 recommendations to Ukraine. 9 of them are still partly. So that level shows that the commitment of Ukraine, and that level is enough for Ukraine to exit the global unsatisfactory non-compliance procedure. But still, there are some progress that needs to make. The issue that is impressing is that you are fighting not only aggressor, but you are fighting against corruption. And that is what I would like to stress out. But the issue that is war there doesn't have to do anything with the facts that we find regarding the fulfillment or the progress of the implementation of the recommendation. Procedure is the same as for the other country. We are, asking the country to report. The country reported. We made the assessment. We have our reporters, and then we discussed that in the plenary. So it was the same as for the other country. As I stated, it is different to come. It is because of the war from those technical issues. For the director, it was hard to travel to Strasbourg. Therefore, we acknowledge that. Process is same for everyone, but we are checking the facts that are in the report, what the country is reporting. Country is reporting, and then we are checking that. And that was checked by the professionals. And then everything goes to the plenary. And then we discuss that.